Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a good Christmas and a happy New Year. As I said in the autumn visit to Hook Norton after Christmas, I was going to pop out to the southern cutting, just down from the tunnel where the Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire Conservation Trust were having a clear out of the said cutting. So I thought I'd pop back, see if they'd made any more progress, and just report back basically. Okay, so we'll get rigged up and have a walk up towards the tunnel. Here we go then. Well, that's a good start. That's a bonfire site. That's the overstory that they'd cut down the last time we were here, and they've burnt that. That's a good sign. As you can see, the ground looks rather white. It's been -6°C overnight over in West Oxfordshire. Just noticing they haven't actually followed up with the strimmer up here, although they do appear to have removed all the overstory, all the saplings and stuff. Let's see that retaining wall there. That's amazing how they built that. All those stones are very odd shape. It's like crazy paving but in a wall. Very skilled whoever did that. Right. Now then. Looks to me like they've taken all the overstory off but haven't strimmed. Right. Just coming up on the first wall collapse. Let's hope all the stone's frozen. Make it much easier to walk on, but a little slippery. So I'm going to be careful through here. Yeah, dodgy. Well, I missed that bit. Never mind. We can work our way around that. Has to be a thorn bush, of course. There we are. Yeah, there's a lot of collapse on this retaining wall at this point. It's extremely dodgy to walk on. There we are. Yeah, they've been up here and had another go by the looks of it, but doesn't look as if they've cleared it all up. Never mind. At least they've had another go. I'll back down on the track bed again. Let's get off these stones if I can. Yeah. That's all newly cut down in there, so they're opening that right up by the looks of it. Still haven't got round to getting rid of the tops though, and as I expected, the minute I get anywhere near the tunnel portal, the track's blocked, all the cutting's blocked. So they're still busy. Actually, what I'll do, I'll just bypass this. Trying to decide whether that's another little retaining wall there, just up there. If it is, I've not seen that before. No, I think it's just that's the way the bank's configured. Right, if I can get up here without too much hassle. Yeah, that's better. There we are. Helps a lot when the ground's frozen. Makes it slippery, but it also helps to hold all those loose stones together. Yeah, they've definitely had another go in here. Opened all this up. Crikey, I have been busy. And now you get a much better view of the actual tunnel portal and the buttresses. Yeah, I've opened that pretty much. You can see the whole thing now, because it helps when there's no leaves on the trees. That's it, southern portal of the Norton tunnel. Minus a couple of capping stones, don't know where they are. And there's the tunnel entrance. There's a load of coping stones gone off the top of there as well. Well, I never. Oh, they might be down in there. There's a load down in the cutting in front of the tunnel entrance. In there, I don't know if you can see that in there. Probably not. There's the big capping stone covered in moss off the top of that buttress. There we are. Well, that's it. So, to recap, I suppose progress has been made. They haven't finished, obviously, but hopefully when it is finished, they'll have opened this right up, and aside from the awkward stones in the cutting down the bottom there, it should be a very nice walk. Okay, we'll stop there, and I'll head back down and see if they've done any more clearance around the Cow Lane Bridge. A view of one of the many drainage channels on the slope of the cutting there. That's been opened up. There's a view back up the cutting. You can see the frost is persisting on the shaded side. That'll be there all day, I should think. So about -6 last night, so it was a pretty sharp one. Nice blue sky though, nice bit of sunshine, and there's something you wouldn't see in the height of summer. If it's been around, there's a culvert that runs all the way along the front of the bridge. It's slightly collapsed, but yeah, that's the drainage. Carry the water down the side of the road, and they've added a bit of a clearance on the Chipping Norton side of the bridge. Give you some idea of the skew. There's the other side, looking towards Hook Norton. Down at the bottom there. Very nice. I'll stand in the middle of the span this side. There you go. Your darn camera steady. That's better. There's quite a skew on that one. Turn slightly that way. You'll see the brickwork on this side, off at an angle. There you go. And there's the embankment, looking back down onto the Cow Lane. It's quite steep. It's definitely quite steep to climb up. I've got to get back down there now. There you go. A few views of my videos in Hook Norton that we don't normally see, due to the fact it's never cleared, what it is now, and the fact it's winter and there's no foliage on the trees, so that's nice. Makes a nice change. Okay, that just about ties that little update together, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Okay, back out on the Hook Norton line then, and it looks as if there's been a development on the cutting, on the South Hill cutting. Just below the tunnel. I'm just walking up under the bridge, and there's an attempt now being made to block this off completely. Looks like they've dropped some trees in it. There's the same sign as before. Path closed due to ash dieback. So what the plan is here then, I don't know. They've definitely been cutting trees. There's some cut stumps up there. Also some through there, you probably can't see them. But they've made a definite attempt to stop people walking up this this cutting. So maybe they're going to take action on the ash dieback. We'll have to wait and see, but there you go. Okay, I've just arrived at the southern end of the main viaduct, and with all the leaves off the trees finally, apart from a bit of ivy, you can now see all the piers. I'll just turn the photo in a bit. Let's have a look at that. See, the first pier is mostly covered in ivy apart from the top. You just about make out all 7 piers across there. There you go. Can't see the exit pier at the far end still, but just about make out the first, at least the first 4 or 5. But the last one, right in the distance, is completely engulfed in ivy, and you can't see that at all in the summer. In fact, you can't see much at all of the piers in the summer. So there you go. That's all the piers in the main viaduct. You can even see a little bit of structure on the top of the first one, where the top was attached on its rollers. There you go. Morning all, here we are again, back out on site at Hook Norton. I've got to wander down onto the area where the main viaduct piers are. Thought we'd have a little look through there, because it looks as if they've done some clearance work. It's still blooming cold, but we've lost the frost, consequently it's a bit muddy underfoot, but never mind that, we'll have a little adventure. Okay, so what have they been up to then? Well, looks like they've opened this up for starters. Question is, have they opened it enough to get through? Have a look in a minute. That gate's normally shut. I'm standing underneath Pier 1 at the moment. That's about a 60-footer. Looking in very good condition still. There you go. And I'll just pan across that way. There's pier 2. And you can probably just about see pier 3 in the background there. So, yeah. I'll just come back down in here. They've opened this right up, which is good. I'll wander through here then. There's the railway fence, tucked away in there. It's like quarter sawn sleepers. 7 or 8 line wires still intact. Something around over here. Walk in this direction. And there's pier 2, and I wish they'd cut these darn sycamore trees down that are up against the structure, but obviously money's tight if you're a conservation trust and it doesn't get done. Gives you some idea of the scale of this stonework. I reckon the biggest blocks in these piers are upwards of 9 tonne. God only knows how they got these on site, horse and cart presumably, since they were building the railway and the railway wasn't there to be utilised. Have a look up there. That's another pretty tall. They're 10 foot wide apparently. At the top, accommodate one. A single rail line. Some of that stone's looking a bit weathered. I'm assuming it's all ironstone, it looks that colour, but yeah, there you go. Absolute monsters these things are. Okay, wander on across here then. It's still opened up. Still walkable, still accessible. There's the next pier. A nice blue sky in the background. We'll wander down here. Well, I haven't done much maintenance in here, but this particular section has always been accessible. It's just the top where that gate and that privacy sign were, that always never had any maintenance, and you had to kind of traverse all around through here and then hope you could find a way through the old railway fence. But it's a lot better now they've opened that gateway up at the top. So here we are. There's the next pier, and they're getting taller because we're going down into a dip. There's a stonker, that one, and I'll just pan across. You can see the next one over the blue sky, and probably just about the one behind it. There you go. Carry on as far as we can get. I don't know whether we can get to the last pier because there is a stream in here. Sometimes it's full up and you can't get across it. Other times you can walk across it in a pair of sandals. There we are. And there's the next one with a tree growing right up against it, which is a shame, but there you go. About an hour ago it was raining and I didn't think I'd be coming out here, but The weather's so unpredictable. All of a sudden it cleared up, so I thought, right, I'm going for it. Right, what have we got down here? Okay. Here's the stream then. I think it's probably a tributary of the River Swere, which is way over in the east somewhere. Considering the amount of rain you've had, not that amount of water in there. Might be difficult to get across. It's very muddy just there. Let's see what happens. My walking boots are kind of waterproof, but only kind of waterproof. It's going to be difficult. Hang on a minute. I'll take evasive action here. That's it. Made it. Okay. Almost reached the end then. This will be Pier 6. Again, covered in trees. There we go. There was an action group formed in, I think it was 1965, 1966, with a view to having these pillars demolished. So they wrote a letter to British Rail, and British Rail sent a surveyor out, and the surveyor had a good look, and he said there's no way we're wasting money demolishing those piers. They are in excellent condition and they will stay where they are. So they were saved. Coming up on the last pier then, and there's suddenly a lot of trees in the way, but never mind. I'll just stand back here and pan up that one. There we go. Up and amongst the trees. That's Pier 7, and then you've got the piers with the walls, or the wing, what I call the winged buttresses on either end. You can't see that end structure because there's too much vegetation and stuff in the way. So that basically goes up a steep bank now, up onto the road, just through there. You probably can't see it if it's over the back of that, over the back of the bank there. That's Park Farm, and Park Farm will be featuring in a video, an up and coming video on the Brimbo Ironstone Works at Hook Norton. I'll pull that up sometime in the spring. So that's it basically. They've opened it up. It's a lot better, apart from the trees clutching against the stonework. I wish they'd take those down, just open it right up. But it's a lot better, so access is a lot easier. You can actually get in and walk right through to the 7th pier. 7, as I said at the beginning, absolutely enveloped in ivy. Not a very tall pillar. There you go, that's all 7 pillars. And we'll see what we can find on the way back. So what do we have here? What looks like a very large sleeper. It's got to be 12 inch by 12 inch. But this isn't the standard railway sleeper. This was laid, I don't know how long they were originally, this one's rotted away or broken. They were laid literally end to end in 2 parallel rows across the viaduct, and they carried the rails and also the guardrail to prevent derailment. I've got a very nice picture which I'll put up now, which shows you exactly what I'm talking about. This picture was taken in September 1963, and it's probably the last passenger train into Hook Norton station. It's a rail enthusiast tour of the viaducts. Of course, they couldn't get any farther than the viaducts because the line was already blocked by a landslip by the tunnel in 1958. But this is interesting. So not only did that carry the rails, it carried, as I say, the guardrail to prevent derailment of trains. And then from the photograph, it looks as if there was like a lightweight sleeper or a spacer at regular intervals in between these two lengths of timber down there. This would have applied to both viaducts. Obviously, the viaduct in the picture is the shorter viaduct by the entrance to the railway station. But yeah, that's very interesting. So they are perhaps some sort of rail chair. Those metal pieces that are left. But that's what it was. Dozens of these, laid end to end in 2 parallel rows. The rails bolted to them along with the guardrail for the anti-derailment system. Between every pillar in the track bed there would have been an inspection hatch which allowed the permanent way ganger periodically to drop down under the track onto the inspection gantry and carry out defection inspections. So there you go. I don't know why that one's still there. I guess well, actually it's looks like two 12 by 12 posts bolted together, so there's not a solid piece of wood. So they've probably only, when they removed all the stuff from the side, they probably left the defective pieces and took the solid ones. There you go. I don't know whether there's any more of these about. We'll have a look on the way back. That's in a very poor condition, but you can see the joining plates on the end, and chair. There's a chair. I believe that's a chair, or some type of chair that carried the rails along these large pieces of wood. Obviously it was not economical to remove all the bolts, not worth the effort, so they just got left. And looking back towards the south, quite a bit of ivy up there. I'll just try and zoom in a little bit. And that's the first structure you'd see if you were either entering or exiting the main viaduct. That's quite a substantial structure too. Obviously there's an identical one at the other end, at the north end, but that's impossible to get to. There's barbed wire fences. It's up a very steep slope, just like this one. But there you go, that's 7 piers and the structure on the embankment on the south end of the viaduct. View of the same. There's a view of this. There's a side view of the structure we've just looked at, with that nice what I call picture frame motif, set into the wall, recessed in. That looks really nice. Can't normally see that obviously in the summer, too many leaves, but that's in extremely good condition for its age.